Hey there, Christina Torres. How's everyone on this nice evening, Monday? Motivation speech for me today. I'm hoping to empower whoever's on my page, inspiring for a life journey, focusing on your business, positive mindset and self-confidence to do that every day. So one thing I wrote here on the description in the video is basically a question about, obviously your parents parented you while you were younger. Most of us are parents now, parenting our children. And now you're an adult, so who's parenting you and why that's important? So I want you to think about a moment when you were younger, things that your parents did for you, helped you, guide you, they guided you, supported you. On top of my head, I was thinking about, well, what am I going to share? So my life growing up, there's a family, we were a family of 8, and our dad had his own business, so our mom never had to work. So coming home after school was very cool because we would come home and my mom would have dinner ready for us. And then after dinner, she would say, okay, who has homework? You need to do your homework, stuff like that. Me and my twin are the oldest, so we would have more chores than the younger kids. We would always say the kids. So I just remember, constantly being reminded, okay, it's your day to do the dishes, it's your day to do laundry, or whatever that is. So think about what you were kind of told to do as a kid and what the support. So my parents, I'm lucky to still have my parents now, and I still go to them for guidance, but ultimately it's my decision of choices I make as an adult, right? So let me know if you can relate. Let me know. I'm hoping that you all have great memories growing up, with your parents, an aunt, uncle, grandparent, whoever was your guardian who raised you, to help you throughout life. So now I'm a mom of 2, and granted my kids they're older, I have a 15 and 22-year-old. And sometimes I think that's a little bit harder because they're young adults and they think they know everything. I love my children to death. I think we all love our children, but there are always days where it's not the best days, right? Let me know if you can relate as a parent. The little attitudes, mouthy, just like I told you to throw the garbage, or it's Saturday, let's clean up the, whatever. Like there's certain things I like to do on the weekend throughout the house. So let me know if your kids have little chores. When the kids were younger, they were better at wanting to clean around, picking up. Like my daughter used to love vacuuming, dusting, all that stuff. And now it's like, okay, let's not forget. So my whole point of this is, as we're adults, whatever goals you might have, if your business goals, like we have to take time to do things like this, Facebook Lives, doing our trainings, going to team meetings, or whatever that may be. And sometimes we don't feel like doing it. Sometimes you feel like, I don't want to do anything. I'd rather just lay on the couch and do nothing. So who's going to be that parent and tell you not to, you need to do this, you need to do that. Finish that training, you need to get on that call, you need to get ready for your content information for your week, or what are you going to talk about in your Facebook Lives. Like no one's telling you that. So I want you guys to think about that for a moment, and who disciplines you to work your business, or just your goals in life as far as maybe meal planning, eating better, your workout schedule, maybe how to budget your spending or whatever. I will admit I don't really exercise. I was like, I'm always back and forth, doing good and then not doing good. Trying to do better in my eating habits. But again, like we go to the store and I'm like, oh man, a candy sounds good. I have to have the discipline not to do that as often. I'm not going to say never, because then it's hard if you never do that. It's in the, that one's Aubrey's, it's in the refrigerator. So anyways, my whole point is, I'm hoping that you have someone, if you have your partner, your husband, your spouse, hopefully they're encouraging you, if they support you in your business. And maybe, maybe they can be your support team. Maybe you can have a team member who you guys support each other and say, this was our plan, or did you do this or do that? So let me know if you have someone who supports you, or someone that can help you with your discipline. Now, even though you have someone who support you as a team member, or maybe you have a mentor you follow and they encourage you, ultimately it's your decision to make your decisions. And when you think about it as an adult, maybe, like I remember when we were kids, like I used to think I was Wonder Woman. I loved Wonder Woman. Like I would bend spoons and forks and think I was cool. My dad would get the, like where the water hose is, the faucet outside, and he would untighten it, but I never knew. And then he would and I would go over there and he'd be like, see, you're Wonder Woman. It's so tight, you can do it. But I was a kid, I thought, my God, I can do it. I have those great memories where then I realized my dad said, Mija, I used to do it for you. And I'd be like, oh, okay, Dad. But I believed in myself. I believed I had strength. That went away for a while, but I brought myself back up and I feel very confident now in my life. So you have to get yourself, my whole point is you have to get yourself up and doing this. Especially if you want to work your business, you have to be consistent. You have to be self-disciplined. So I'm hoping that you are on top of your game, staying consistent, because when you're not consistent, when you're not showing up, posting, doing Facebook Lives, making connections, people will forget who you are. People will forget they talk to you because there's so many people here on these platforms that it's just, you're going to get lost if you're not consistent in your posts, not consistent when you connect with new friends and you make those connections and introduce yourself. It's very powerful to do that. But I know sometimes, especially after a long week, if you're still working a part-time job or full-time job, you don't want to do that stuff on the weekend. You maybe want to do something else. Maybe you want to go, to the movie, happy hour, laying on the couch, watching Netflix, watching my novellas, like I've never seen them before. And I'm not saying you can't do this, but I'm just saying there has to be a time. You still have to manage your time to do your personal stuff and work your business. So let me know if you're a business owner, how do you discipline yourself and how are you doing it? But I'm going to say that most of the time when people feel like they're failing or they feel like they can't do it, they're not doing their part either. So you need to be making sure that you're disciplining yourself and doing what you need to do. So that is why it's important for you to have a daily method of operation. How are you working your business? If you watch my videos before, I say on Sundays, that's my planning day. I get ready to say, okay, these are going to be some topics for Facebook Live. This is information I might be posting. And I have a few pages that I work through in my close group. I don't always know what everything I'm going to say. I mean, I don't always have it word for word, but I have an idea. And then I just get ready for it. So I just want you to remember that. Remember when you were a kid and you believed everything and all that support you got and guidance from your family, from your, your parents, your guardian, whoever that may have been. And then the guidance that you give your children now. And, parenting never ends. Like I said, I still, go to my parents for guidance, and I'm a grown woman with 2 kids. And granted, unfortunate to still have them. I'm hoping when my children get older that they would still come and ask questions or support or whatever that may be. But ultimately, it's their own decision to do whatever, just like me. So my whole point is, remember that little kid, the support you gave. Continue to give it to your children because you love them. But also you need to discipline yourself and have that self-belief. Because if you don't discipline yourself and say it's never going to work, it's not going to happen, you're not doing your part. So you have to reset your mind. You have to get the shift in your thinking, and just know, okay, I got to do it. I'm not saying that you have to take a lot of time. Like, I commit myself here on this page to do at least 3 to 4 Facebook Lives a week, and I think I'm really down to 3 times a week. But I commit myself about a time frame, and that's what I know what I do. I come home, I'm making dinner for the kids, and then I'm getting ready to do my Facebook Live between 7 and 8. Sometimes I might go about 8:30. It just depends what I'm doing. I'm disciplined to do that. And then I'm disciplined to make the connections I make with new connections here on Facebook. I have a closed group that I work and do tricks and tips on there. And I know what I'm doing is working. I'm not saying I'm a millionaire yet, but it's not even really about that. Yes, it's the extra income as a one-parent home. But if I can help inspire anyone who's struggling or need help and feel maybe how I was feeling, then I feel that it's pay it forward, right? I'm paying it forward. And my whole point was, oh, Christina, I always do this. I get on a tangent. I don't know, my mind just went somewhere else. This is what happens when you get old. But the whole point is, you just got to make that sacrifice and you got to do it. So I will be your cheerleader if you need it, and just tell yourself to do it, and whatever it is, do that to-do list. I seriously still do to-do lists, because if I don't, I'm going to forget. I was saying, now I remember it, I'm like Dory from that one cartoon. I feel like I'm doing something positive because I'm making all these connections with new people. I'm trying my best to keep up with my new connections, making, a personal message of getting to know them, connecting with them on their page, seeing what their life's about, their family, giving likes and loves and comments. It's what you're wanting to do. You're making connections. And then I have people reaching out to me like, oh, I hear that you have your group. I would like to enter your group. Christina, I need to know, how do you do a branded quote? I don't know how to do that. How do I upload a regular video, not a Facebook Live? I have people constantly connecting with me and asking questions, so I feel really I feel inspired. I feel like great. Like people are coming to ask me little things, and you might think it's a little bit, it's a little thing. Who doesn't know how to find a quote on Pinterest? Who doesn't know how to upload a video? But we're all at different stages. We're all beginners. I'm not perfect. I'm still learning, but I've gained a lot of knowledge through these last few years. And it's just like you educating yourself when you were, going to college, like me. I'm working full time. The kids were younger, a one parent home. And I still worked 40 hours, went to school for 3.5 years straight, because my story was, I went and got an AA after high school, and that was it. I stopped. And then in the early 30s, I was working full time, went and got my BA. Right after that, I got my master's. And how I did that with the kids being little, I don't know. But I disciplined myself to do that. And Sundays were sitting at the computer doing my homework because I had to. That was what I'm having to do. Now, I'm not saying we have to do this kind of stuff for our business, but if you want to have a successful business and be a successful business owner, then you have to discipline yourself in working your business consistently. But you have to have a selfless discipline and tell yourself to do it. Because again, your mentor can tell you, your team member, your spouse, but it's ultimately yourself telling you, okay, it's time to do it. So take 15 minutes in the night, or I'm not a morning person, let me know if you're not a morning person like me, because God knows I'm not. But if you are, then maybe you can do 15 minutes in the morning, put that post up, or, good morning or whatever connections. Or if you're a night owl like me, then do it at night. It's 10 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever you can put into your schedule, do that. So I'm hoping this helps. And if you're watching this later on the replay, let me know where you're tuning in from. Let me know if it's the first time you're watching me. Please drop a 1 so I can thank you. I'm from my kitchen dining room area, all the way in Hot Phoenix, AZ. And what was I going to tell you guys? Oh, goodness, Christina. And then just let me know when you're watching this in the replay. Let me know, do you have self-discipline? Do you need help with that? Make a plan. And just let me know if whatever resonated with you in this video, what's one tip you can take with you. And if you found value on this, let your friends know and just click that little button. Take care and God bless. Have a great week. My can't get to the finish because of my sister's face. She messaged me. Okay.